Alrighty, guys, we should be nice and live now. Just want to make sure that that we are live. Doesn't look like the video was starting in here. Looks like it is. Just want to get Josh in here right quick. All right, guys, it looks like everything is there echo? Sound is good? Okay, good. Great. Great. We're just going to get Josh in here in a second. Hey, Nick, how you doing, man? We had to restart the video over. The sound, as y'all guys can see a few minutes ago, was no good. It was echoing for some reason. I don't know what the echo was all about. I'm just trying to get Josh in here. Now we had, hey, Mike, how you doing? I just wanted to hang up so that we, can have a good experience with the video. It'd be kind of echoing. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Still echoing again.
Josh, we gonna roll with it, man.
It wasn't echoing, but when I brought you in, it started echoing. So let's roll with it.
Let's roll.
All right, brother.
So listen, guys. Let us know. Let's start this thing from the beginning. How did you get in Roosters?
And what
age were you?
My dad had roosters when I was a kid, and then
okay.
I was probably 12 or 14. He got out of the chickens, and I just never forgot it. And so when we got in high school, we'd be running around, and we'd go to Briartown. It's a little town south of here. They'd have like a 3-cock for $50. And I'm from a real small town. There's no stoplights or nothing in my town.
Wow.
And we'd go to Briartown and just play around. And as soon as I graduated high school, I went to work, and I worked with Gary Gillum's son-in-law.
Okay.
And I started going to Gary's. My dad had took me to Gary's some as a kid. My dad knew Gary.
Okay.
And,
Then
I traded a pocket knife for a rooster and 2 hens of the Leapers.
Okay, from
who?
From Gary.
Okay.
So that's how I got started. And then this is back when it was all legal.
Right.
And Gary had some Leapers. He had, I think, 7 of them. And I took them to Fonzo's, a little pit southeast of here.
Okay.
And that was my first Derby win, was with them Leaper roosters.
And how old
were you back then, Josh?
Man, I'm probably 19 or 20.
And that was your
first Derby win, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, though, because my brother would help me feed them, and then I worked 4-10, so I was gone daylight till dark.
Right.
And my wife now is my high school girlfriend. She would help feed them and take care of them. We just made it work.
Made it work.
So you working full time, but you did have a little help.
Yeah.
So tell me this, guy. So
that's how
you met Gary, huh? Through your father.
Yes. Gary's been a blessing to me. Not only with the Roosters, but a great friend.
Okay.
He's helped me anytime. I don't know that he's ever told me no. No matter what I've asked him, he's always been willing to help, or just a great friend.
Right.
And Josh, not to take the attention off of you, but for some of the guys who's watching, which I'm pretty sure most of them know who Gary is, if you can just tell us a little short history on Gary.
Man, anybody from Oklahoma or worldwide really knows the name Gary Gillum. He's been successful in the Roosters for over 50 years probably. And man, just an awesome guy, an awesome rooster man. Probably the best baby chick man I've ever seen in my life. I mean, when he pins stags, there's not a feather hardly out of place. Wow. He's just moving on. He's forgot more about roosters than most people will ever know.
Right.
So you got a good, strong head start. Started off with your father, but was able to get a lot of insight and lessons from Gary.
Oh yeah. Without Gary, I'm nothing.
Wow. And what age did you say you went to kind of meet him or train the pocket knife for the bird?
I was probably 19 or 20.
Okay,
by 19 and 20.
Yeah. I just graduated high school.
Wow.
So you won your first derby
with his birds.
Yeah. He gave me 7 roosters. And
he gave you.
So what was
it? A 3-cock, 4-cock? What was it?
It's a 5-cock.
It was a 5.
It was a 5-cock.
Yeah. And then like his daughter-in-law Marcy, she
right.
Well, she's helped me a lot too. She's probably the nicest person as you'll ever meet.
So I'm assuming that you lived close to
Mr. Gillen when you was growing up.
Yeah, about 45 minutes.
About 45
minutes.
Tell me something. Do you feel as though, did you kind of pattern yourself after a lot of his methods since you met him so young?
Yes, a lot of them. But, I mean, it don't matter who you are. Some things that work for Gary ain't going to work for me, or what works for me may not work for you. The chicken deal, you can get all the knowledge, you can read all you want to, but it's got to be hands-on. Some of it you can read, but some of it you got to learn the hard way. There's no other way to get it.
No other way to get it. Josh, you guys are still saying that I'm echoing real bad, which I don't understand.
It's loud and clear on my end.
It is loud and clear. Guys, if y'all can comment in the message and just let me know. One guy just messaged me, can't really understand me. Josh, turn your volume down on your phone when one guy sent a message.
How's that?
Guys, am I still echoing? Okay, am I still echoing? Man, it sucks, man. Every week it seems like we've been having a problem. Yeah, they said I'm still echoing bad. Josh, you gotta hang it in with me, man. I think maybe, what y'all guys think? We just restart the video again? They saying yes. Yes. Josh, hang tight, brother. Let me just try to get this video started, because I guess this echoing is really driving these guys crazy.
It's the echoes all you, so I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like it's all. Yeah, they said they can't really understand me. Okay, guys, listen, don't go nowhere. We're gonna go ahead and just restart the video again. As y'all guys know, this is not nothing on me. It's not nothing on Josh. The last couple of weeks we've been having issues with the interview, and again, we don't control Facebook, so it just says keep repeating. Josh, can you see the comments on your end?
Yes, sir.
Man, I hate to restart this video.
Just keep going.
Yeah, we need to just go ahead and keep going, man, because I guess I'll talk to Leash, Josh. This is on my end.
I need some help. I need all the help I can get.
No, buddy, Roll. We're gonna speak to you. You got to handle it. So let me ask my question short. Let me just ask my question short. This way, it sounds like you're on the speaker phone. Yeah, I'm not on speaker phone. Let me see here. Josh, give me 1 second, bro. All right, we're gonna keep it going. All right, Josh, this is the next thing. Just get back to like you say. you met,
you had to kind of learn things on your own, even though you learned a lot from Mr. Gillen, correct?
Yes, and that's going to be anybody. I mean,
Right.
I don't
Right.
care who you learn from. There's going to be bits and pieces that you're going to learn on your own. But as far as health, yes, Gary. As far as today, man, I have a lot of people that we can talk chickens with.
Right.
Right.
Bobby Gator. There's just so much more knowledge now versus back then when this all started for me.
Right.
There wasn't a whole lot of good medicine. There wasn't a whole lot of knowledge. Like Gary and Bobby and people like that, they're the ones that suffered. That they learned everything the hard way, and I'm just blessed to be able to hang on their coattails.
That's right.
That's right.
So Josh, tell me this. What do you think is maybe the biggest difference from when you first started out to where you are today, as far as methods, your experience on health? Do you feel as though things have shifted from your concept or your perception of what things were from the beginning to what they are today?
I think the main difference is a 35-year-old thinks different than a 20-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you learn to reason, maybe think a little different, understand a little better. Age helps with wisdom for sure.
Right.
And you go through so much, just life. Not that it's bad, but life is learning, just learning and learning.
Right.
And,
right.
So I think that's probably the biggest difference. And they have good medicine now, as far as health. And chickens have been studied in the Philippines and Mexico a lot, so they really helped with medicines as far as sickness.
So Josh, tell me this. How many
bloodlines do you have today?
4, mainly 4.
4?
Yeah, I have a couple hatch families that I'm just messing with. Not for sure about, but I have Bobby's Grays, the Kelsos, and the Leapers, and then I breed some Roundhead crosses.
Okay.
Are any of those birds or lines back from when you first started in your 20s?
The hatch roosters are the same, the Leapers. I mean, Gary's bred them his way ever since he got them. So yeah, my Leapers are all Gary's blood.
So it looks like those birds will test the time.
Oh yeah, they're by far my favorite.
They are.
Huh?
Those are the ones you won your first derby with.
Yes, sir. They're my first.
I hear.
Well, Josh, I want to just talk a couple of technical things about your methods and concepts as far as raising biddies, your breeding concepts, your health regimen, and then we're going to start talking about traveling.
Okay.
So let's talk about what is your concept, man, or your approach to breeding.
I like to breed uncle to niece. Is probably my favorite cross. Mm-hmm. I don't breed any father to daughter or son to mama. That's just personal preference. Don't make it right. Don't make it wrong. Just makes it my way. Bobby and I discuss breeding a lot. That's probably what Bobby and I talk about the most is breeding and trying to make them better. And that, if you really have to cross the family to make them better, you probably don't need them. I love pure chickens that can win.
Right.
I mean, crosses are great. I make a lot of crosses, but I think each pure family should be able to compete on his own.
And Josh, how do you determine What goes
in a brood pen?
Whew. It just boils down to personal preference. But for me, and I know someone's going to say it don't matter, but, man, I like a good red eye to start with. I know performance should be at the top, but I'm probably doing it all wrong. If they don't have a good eye, I'm going to find one that can perform with a good red eye.
And you know what? I was going to ask you that in the video, does eye color, because somebody sent me a message and said, hey, ask me if eye color makes a difference. So it's funny that you say that, because that's what I was kind of getting to. Eye color confirmation, just to get an idea of what are your guidelines in order for them to make it into the brood pen.
Yes, I mean, Gary's big on a good red eye and them puffs under their cheeks. Boy, if they don't have a good eye and the healthy puffs, we call them healthy, them little puffs under their eyes, boy. If they don't have that, they're probably not going in the brood pen.
Okay, so tell me this. They have the eye, they have the health puff. Is there any other attributes that your guys look at to decide if they get in that brood pen?
I mean, you want a good balanced rooster, and for me, I like my hens, my pullets. I want them to look like cheerleaders. I want them to just be real pretty, and just like to me, I just describe them as being a little cheerleader. I want them to look good and get along. And
okay. So
let's move to this. We talked about your concept of perspectives and breeding. Do you use incubators or natural hatch?
Incubators all the way.
Incubators.
Gary's granddaughter, Cora, lives over here by me. She picks my eggs up every week and takes them to Brady's and hatches them. And thank God for her, boy. She's a lot of help. Saves me a trip to Tahlequah. But, yeah, I incubate all my chicks.
All of them, huh?
It's, I'm not saying it's best, but it's the easiest way for me. Brady get pretty close to 90, sometimes better, sometimes less, but you get about 90% at Brady's. They do a good job.
Okay, so Josh, tell me something. How many stags do you think you raise a year?
I raised probably 100 last year. Probably raised 150 this year, maybe.
Okay. So once they're there in the incubator, when do they come back to your place?
Day old.
Okay.
Day old.
And what is your regimen start from day old?
Day old, they get Merrick's vaccine.
Okay.
LS50 in their water for 7 days.
Okay. Then from 7 days, what we do from there?
I usually just give them vitamin water for 4 or 5 days, and then I'll give them some Tetrazole. I got a bottle out here. I'll show you.
Okay.
That is the best for coccidiosis. They have different brands, as long as it's however you say that word.
Right.
I don't know how to say that word. Anyway,
I think they know by looking at the bottle
or something. As long as you got that, I don't have no luck with cord. A lot of people like cord. I don't know. It's terrible.
Rick Hurst came on a couple weeks ago, and he was like, that cord is outdated. He said it's not even effective anymore. So I don't even think he doesn't even sell it. He says it's just like a waste of money. That was just his personal opinion from having a lot of customers and getting a lot of feedback. He said that the cord was just very ineffective.
Yeah, I mean, and anything I say on here, it's just personal opinion. I'm not arguing with anybody. If you got a way that works, get after it. But I don't have no luck with cord.
Right. So what age do you put them on out there? Do you free range them?
Yes, sir. I got a GQF brooder in the barn.
Okay.
And then 3.5 to 4 weeks, I put them in an outside breeder, which my breeders are 4x4. They have a wire bottom. But by 4 weeks old, they're big enough to make it without a light. And then, yeah, everything's free ranged.
Okay.
Okay.
So Josh, the next thing is, what is your
opinion?
Because they
now we know they free range. What is your opinion versus using tie cords versus pins? Or do you use both?
Or do you prefer
one or the other?
In my opinion, tie cords are the best as long as your stags are old enough and you don't mess their spurs up. I use both. Stag pins are handy. You can take care of them pretty easy in there. I use stag pins. I did try the barrel colonies. I'm not a fan of the barrel colonies.
Okay.
I just tried them this year. There is some pros to it. They're easy to take care of. You can do it pretty quick, and I filled mine full of sand. They'll get buggy. They're bad to get bugs in that sand. I guess it's a perfect environment. And I just didn't like them at all.
You didn't like
them.
And what age
do you think is a good age to put them on tie cords?
When the spur gets hard.
Okay.
All families mature a little bit different. Some grow spur pretty fast. Some are slow growing spurs. I've seen, like Gary, he gets them on the ropes early as anybody I've ever seen, and makes it work. He does good with it, but I can't get them on the rope as early as Gary does.
Do you think you got a secret little technique?
Gary's got a lot of secrets.
He ain't letting them all out. He learned that one on your own.
Oh, yeah. He'll tell you if you learn it on your own, you'll remember it forever. If I tell you everything, you won't remember nothing.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we just got to the point of tie cords versus pins. You use both. But you do feel as though the tie cords are probably the best option if you have that, situation where you can use tie cords, correct?
Yeah, but like Raul, my friend in Mexico, they don't have no tie cords. They got fly pins and several pins. They rotate the roosters a lot, and they make it work just fine. I mean, as long as they're getting exercise one way or another, there's no right or wrong way to do it.
Right. So Josh,
let's move to feed.
How do you
feel about?
Do you
feed
wet feed
versus dry feed? Or you just feed straight dry feed all year?
I feed dry feed all year.
Do you mix
your own feed or just pre-mix?
We have it mixed. It's basically just corn, 20% pellets, oats, wheat, sunflower seeds, supercharger, little bit of catfish food. It's a pretty simple mix, nothing fancy. I like a lot of whole grains in my feed.
Do you feed the same thing all year?
I feed the same thing all year. My feed has a lot of corn in it. Cocks will get fat on it if you don't watch them. And in the summertime, they may not want to clean up all their corn. I just feed a little bit less. I just feed them enough that they'll clean up in the summertime. Seems to work pretty good for me.
Okay. So tell me, like what's the weather up there Oklahoma throughout the year?
It just depends on whatever day you wake up.
It's all over
the place.
It is all over the place.
Wow.
You get a lot of wind, rain, snow. Might be 60 one day, 26 the next.
Wow.
So Josh,
that had to be a big challenge back in the day when it was legal
to be able to get your birds right.
It's a challenge. In perfect conditions, it's a challenge. You got to have so many things to go right and one thing to go wrong.
That's right.
And that's all it takes.
So since we're talking about that, I want to just talk about something back in the day, which I have gotten a lot of questions about, which is pointing. And do you feel as though pointing is all about moisture control, or is it more?
think it's about health. More than anything, it's about health. If you'll just keep them healthy and then cut the feed a little bit, you'll get more out of them than one you just tried to get healthy for 30 days.
That's right.
That's right.
So
basically that health is wealth, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the last 4 days matter a lot, but so does the first 4 days of his life, you know.
Right.
Right.
So every day matters, not just the last 4. They got to be healthy. Number 1, they got to be healthy. Number 2, they better come out of a good brood pen.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there's a lot of other parts that come into play besides the last 4 days. Now, I'm not saying a great feeder don't make the difference, because it's obvious a great feeder makes a difference.
So like you say,
so it's more than just moisture control. The only reason I ask that is because I just hear so many guys only talking about moisture, and I'm like, it's more than just moisture. But it seems like that's only part they talk about.
Because that's the part they're focusing on the last 3 days. Moisture it's very important. Too much or not enough, I mean, it determines a lot. For sure, moisture is important.
Moisture is
very important. So tell me this, down in Mexico, do they have them wet and dry them out, or do they start dry and try to add moisture to them?
I just try to keep it steady. I mean, it just depends on where you're at. In Juarez, it's a dry desert, and in Tepic, the moisture was crazy there. Get down to about 30% humidity at night, and then it would be 80 or 90% humidity during the day.
Wow.
That was a battle.
So that was a huge challenge, huh?
It was a challenge. It was a challenge. We had to stay on them. We stayed with the roosters pretty much 24 hours a day.
Was that the first time you experienced a fluctuation in humidity like that?
That drastic, that quick, yes, and it was every day. It wasn't just 1 or 2 days like that. We were there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We were there 4 days, and it was like that every day.
It was like that.
So
tell me this, Josh, you kind of learned. Did y'all learn that on the fly, or did y'all have some type of? Was y'all able to rely on past experiences to kind of adjust?
Man, you just got to feel the roosters. And I'm not the very best at it. Bobby's pretty good at it. Bobby's real good at it, at just holding a rooster and telling you if he needs moisture or not. Marcy's good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Roosters will lie to you. If you just 100% go by their droppings, sometimes they will lie to you big time. So you have to know what you've got in them. You got to know what they give you back. You got to be able to feel how much moisture's in them just by holding them, feeling of them.
So it ain't just
paying attention to the droppings.
I don't believe so. Some may. I think there's a lot more to it than just the droppings.
Right. So Josh,
was this your first time in Mexico?
Well, I'll just tell you. No, I've been several times, but I'll tell you about my first trip. It's probably the funniest. Man, I live in a small town. Am I with you?
Yeah, you're
here now.
Okay, I'm in small town Warner, Oklahoma. Man, there's not very many people, not a stoplight. You can tell by the way I talk, I don't leave home much. So I go to Mexico. I sent some stags over there for a stag derby. And I go over there, and man, I'm nervous. And them boys pick me up, and I stay in a motel. I'm by myself. But and Mexico's not near as bad as always sees the bad on TV.
Right.
Man, the people there have been great. They've welcomed me. You know, like they're glad to see me. They shake my hands. I feel welcome. But so I made a few trips now. I'm getting pretty comfortable. But anyway, my first trip, I was scared to death, and I actually called home at one point, nearly crying. I might have cried, but I don't want to do it. I was like, I called my wife. I'm like, honey, get me a plane ticket out of Chihuahua. I'm coming home. And we ain't even been to the rooster fights yet. And she's like, she calls and checks, and she's like, it's $500 for you to fly home. You can stick it out a couple more days. So anyways, we go to the rooster fights, and I think I win one, draw one, and lose one with some roundhead stags, and then win one, lose two with some gray cross stags. I don't remember. It was not a good experience. But my friend Robert in Colorado, he'd called his cousins. They actually lived in the town where I was staying. So, they come and got me and patted me on the back, give me a binky, and told me everything was going to be all right. So anyway, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, I'm never coming back to Mexico.
Right.
I tell her, I ain't never coming back.
Right.
And not that anybody was mean to me, but boy, I just don't leave home. And I wanted to come home to mama, my kids. Anyway, so we're at the rooster fights, and Raul, the one that I partner with now, well, we just become great friends. But anyways, he was at the Derby in Chihuahua, so I didn't know him, and the language barrier is tough. If you don't know Spanish, that's probably the toughest thing about Mexico is the language barrier. But you will find several people that can speak good English.
Well, I learned that from living in Puerto Rico.
But they won't. You almost got to warm up to them a little bit before they're willing to expose themselves that they know English. Raul, we had met him in the Derby, and he whooped us pretty fast. And at this point, he still didn't speak any English. It was all Spanish. And his stalls were over there by my stalls. And anyway, after he whooped us, he thought it was going to be all right. So he'd go ahead and tell me he speaks English. And we got to chatting around. And he said, I live in Juarez. I can give you a ride back to the airport in El Paso. And I'm like, okay, that'll be great. And so it went from being a bad trip to, I met Raul, and he gave me a ride back to El Paso and got me on the plane, and I got home safe and sound, and then we made buddies. So, man, they're good to me, that Lacoste bunch. When I go down there, I got my own room, own bathroom. They just spool me pretty good.
They treat you well, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Get that good barbacoa. They got some good food on there.
So you have many trips since then, right?
I think I've been down there 5 times. All of them's been with Raul besides my first trip, which I ended up riding home with him. So I guess
it was half
with him.
Yeah.
So tell me something, Josh. As you know, during the last Gap Championship, there was some controversy on Facebook with the guys from the States, trying to watch the live stream, and a lot of people posting their comments and stuff like that. And obviously, y'all guys down there were most focused on what y'all had on hand, what y'all were dealing with. Y'all wasn't really focused on a whole bunch of social media and Facebook and answering questions and stuff like that. But I would like for everybody to know who's watching, who never had an experience to leave the country or go out to Mexico. What are some of the things you can tell people that they won't understand from watching a live stream on Facebook versus how it is being there?
You want me to tell it like it is? Or you want me to just patty cake it?
No, I want
you to tell it like it is.
I think they need to put their big girl panties on and come down there and get them some of it.
I know that's
I
right.
know that's right.
Instead of just wanting to talk about it on Facebook.
So
roosters 17, 18 hours and everything went right and you got lucky, whatever you want to call it, hard work. I mean, it takes great effort to get roosters from Juarez to Tepic. I mean, took great effort. It takes a whole team. One guy cannot get it done by himself. Rolls Worker Baby, man, he's a hard worker, humble, great guy. I mean, probably one of the best workers I've ever seen. Just real grateful. Does what he's told, keeps his chin down, and works hard on them roosters. You know, he got up at 4:30 that morning. We fed him. He took me to get on the plane. I left at 7. Raul rode the bus. We had to take, a bunch of stuff with us. I think Raul rode the bus nearly 20 hours one way.
Wow.
Baby put the birds on the airplane at 9 o'clock that morning. We got them off the airplane at Guadalajara at 9 o'clock that night. Dumped them out. The guys at the airport were so nice. We dumped them out in the office at the airport. And,
wow.
Yeah, we dumped them out right there. They furnished the light right in their office. We fed them, watered them, put them in a car. We had to rent a car, drive them 3 more hours to Tepic, and put them in a motel. They stay, you got to take care of them in the motel for 3 days right there, and travel them back and forth to the pit to weigh in and all that. I mean, it takes great effort, a great team effort. It takes several dollars to ship the roosters, for the airplane tickets, for the bus rides, motel room. I mean, it's, people don't want to sit here on Facebook and type, but they're not out putting out an ounce of work on trying to get it done. It's easy to sit right here and talk trash, but hard work, that's where it's at, hard work.
And it's amazing that you said that, because I promise you, 98% of the people who was watching that did not know all that behind the scenes stuff was going on.
Yo, it's unbelievable. That's why I say it takes a whole team. Bobby flew in, and it's worth it. It's worth it. But here's the deal too. Like me, I'm gone down there. My wife and 13-year-old boy are home doing all the chores. I got a business. I mean, I was gone for 10 days. My wife runs a business. My 13-year-old boy has to man up, take care of all the chores at home. It takes a great effort all the way around.
And not only does it take a great effort, it's a great life experience, isn't it?
Oh, it's awesome. I think every American should go to Mexico.
And then when they do go to Mexico, if they have the purpose to go it, or like you said, if they grow up here and they decide to go, they'll have a whole different perspective when they return, won't they?
Absolutely. There ain't nothing free in Mexico. I tell you what humbles me the most, man. The hustle. People, and I don't want to say this in a bad way, and I'm not looking down because I'm not better than nobody. But there's people standing in the middle of the street selling apples or caramel apples to pay the bills. You don't see that much try here. Them little barbacoa stands where they serve that, it's like a brisket or whatever. Hey, that meat's cooked in the ground. It's not drive-through McDonald's prepared. I mean, and when I stayed in Cassis with Robert at his grandpa's and Julian's, and I'm not, like I say, I'm not too good for nothing, but it's time to take a shower. Well, they got a hot water heater outside. They start chopping wood up, set a fire underneath that hot water heater, so we got hot water to take a shower. I mean,
Wow.
people,
Wow.
hey, they don't think nothing of it. And they're just as happy as we are, and they don't have near what we got.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can
tell you, Josh,
I can
relate to a lot that you say
because it
was a life-changing experience when I moved to Puerto Rico.
And
one of the most humbling things for me
was the fact that I seen people so happy with so little.
Absolutely.
Now,
Puerto
Rico's not a third world country or anything like that. And Mexico ain't either. Mexico's not a third world country either.
But
it's amazing of how humbling it is
that you can see people
so happy with so little
and work
so hard.
But they're
always being portrayed as something totally different,
which is the
amazing part to me.
Yeah, what you see on TV, that is not really how it is over there. I'm not saying bad things don't happen in Mexico, but bad things happen right here too.
And I tell you,
one of the things,
those roosters
are their life over there, huh?
Oh man, the people over there, they love the chickens. They love the game fowl. They're passionate about it. And don't think when you line up across one, they ain't wanting to whoop you either. I mean, it's game on when you step in that pit. And then when it's over, everybody's respectful. There ain't no trash talking. There ain't nothing. Shake hands and win, lose, or draw. It is what it is.
Tell me this, Josh. And Americans been traveling in Mexico for decades. Even when it was legal.
Do you
think the stuff that the Americans learned when they traveled to Mexico, they was able to apply back in the States, back when it was legal?
Absolutely. If you go to Mexico and don't learn nothing, I don't know. I mean, I learn something every time I go. I mean, just like that 10 days I stayed over there, we went to the Stag Derby. I got a little, I don't know what you want to call it, big-headed probably. I told Roll, I said, I think we can just outfeed all these and whip them. I said, I think I'm that good. And boy, we got whooped.
Y'all did,
huh?
Oh yeah, we got whooped. And Rose was like, yeah, you think you can outfeed them? But we made up for it in Tepic at the Gaff Derby. So we got even.
So tell me this, Josh, what do you think on your last trip? Or say at the Gaff Championship, because you've been back since then. What do you think was your biggest takeaway?
Takeaway. What do you mean by biggest takeaway?
What was the thing that the biggest lesson I guess you learned
while you was
there?
Oh man, just I don't know. I was so grateful. Just the hard work everybody took to get that done was probably the greatest thing. Maybe not what I learned the most, but that's what I'm going to remember the most is the effort that everybody put in.
Right, because I seen from you telling the backstory. I mean, it took a lot of effort to get there, and a lot of those guys don't realize what those birds went through
Ronnie, you're the real chicken man. Ronnie's the real chicken man.
Dang, you know Ronnie.
Yeah, he's the real chicken man. He's got all them feathers out there in California. We can't get them in Oklahoma.
Oh no, Ronnie gonna be coming on the show. He's gonna try to hide and duck. That ain't gonna work.
Hey, don't let him. Him up. Hold a gun on him.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be on here.
So
tell me something. I would like to just talk one more thing since so many people got to look at the Gaff Championship. So many people had opinions. Is the handling there any different than it was here in the States when it was legal?
They used all American rules. It was all the same.
All the same?
All the same?
Yeah. And I want to rewind a little bit. You said what I'm going to take away from there. How everybody helped everybody. Like I say, everybody was competing against everybody. We actually kept our roosters in a motel room, and then we got there. We actually dumped out in Bower Creek's cocktails every time. they opened the door for us and welcomed us. Everybody just got along, shaking hands.
Right.
I mean, everybody was just real sports about it.
Right.
Just real gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
There was no conflict. I thought it was a very well managed. The people of Topeka were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They welcomed us. Like I said, we kept the chickens in the motel room. They cleaned our rooms. We told them not to run the vacuum cleaner. Man, they were super.
Wow. So
tell me this, Josh.
I mean,
all this information is great to know because again, nobody has since that championship. Nobody has actually came on and did a video and tell any of the backstory to actually what went on there, or even talked about all the effort that it took to even make it to the pit. And I think all those things are very important, and it actually might even change some people's opinions, which it doesn't even, their opinion really don't matter. But I think them hearing the backstory of exactly what went into y'all guys making a show, I'm pretty sure some guys would have changed their opinions about it because they don't realize it was that much work.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was just like the old days. We had our score lines, our rules, English-speaking refs. It was just so much fun to actually get to turn a rooster loose. And
it was.
And not having to worry about anything.
Right.
Wasn't against the law. I mean, you're getting encouraged to do what you love.
That's right.
Instead of having to, I mean, just here, we're done here.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
If you don't have somebody that'll, raise some chickens of your blood in Mexico, you're done. And
it's a lot. I think, like you said, I do agree. I think every American should definitely try to go to Mexico. I had plans to go there this year. And that's why it's very interesting to hear. I won't be obviously going. I would just be going over to spectate, but still, I want to have the experience. And I want to go over there and I want to see how it is. I don't know if I want to take those 20 hours on no bus, but not no 20 hours on a bus.
Hey, Mexican men are the travelingest guys you've ever met in your life. They can drive all night or all day. It don't matter.
Well, maybe I don't know, man. I know a lot of guys that do a lot of traveling, but since you said you don't like to leave home more, I guess any traveling is a lot for you, huh?
Actually, I'm good with it now. If I go to Juarez, I mean, like I say, I got my own room, own bathroom, Raul and Escar. They just treat me like a little brother.
That's good.
A little spoiled brother.
Right. Well, no, that's really great to hear. Tell me something. Do you see a difference, and not to shift, but just shift the topic a little bit? Do you see a difference in the Mexican cockers versus the Americans?
They may love it more than we do, and it takes a great effort over there. A lot of times, they'll put their money together and come up with the entry fee. Not really just a lot of different, but it's different there versus here.
Right.
But they're still. They love the Roosters. They want to win. They want to be competitive. At the end of the day, we all want to win the Derby.
That's right.
I think there's no difference there. It's more of a culture thing there. They do it as entertainment. Like here, back when it was legal, we just go fight a Derby and then go home. That's all it was. Just hurry up and get through it. In Mexico, they want to make an event out of it. They slow it down. They'll bring a band in to play some music in the middle of it, and it's not just hurry up and get done kind of thing.
So tell me this, Josh. Do you think their breeders have a different concept or approach to breeding than the Americans do?
I don't think there's any different. I think the ground's different. I don't think, like, northern Mexico's all desert. I don't think chickens, and I don't want to say anything negative in any way, but I think the ground here is more fertile and more mineral. But down there in South Mexico, everything was green, so I don't know what the raising chicks are like down in southern Mexico.
In southern Mexico.
But in northern Mexico, it's all desert, so it's pretty tough.
Right. I have a friend of mine in Kentucky told me he kind of said the same thing. He said one of the reasons why a lot of the birds in the States are good is because of the ground. It's because of the ground. And I can kind of, to me, it makes a lot of sense. But it goes back to exactly what you just said. And the ground plays a big role.
I mean, I'm not an expert on anything. That's just my opinion.
Right. So listen, Josh. Let's just go. We kind of talked about a lot of different topics and subjects. Do you have any particular bird that stick in your mind that made a huge impact in your life from when you started back when you were 15, 16 years old to now?
Just one in particular bird?
Yeah, one in particular bird.
Oh man, when I was a kid, we had a little gray rooster called. We named him Dancer. You could pick him up and pitch him down. It didn't matter what day it was. He was gonna cut his wings and dance. And I think he's more like a family pet. That I'll never forget that one. And there's several more. There's a little hatch rooster that I fought 5 times. Okay. The little black rooster that is on the video from Mexico that we fought in the Gaff Derby down there. That little black rooster was so gentle. Them black chickens, their demeanor is so different, than any rooster that I've ever put my hands on. They love to be touched. They love to be worked. They love your attention. And, most black chickens, and I'm not down on anybody's chickens, but a lot of black chickens are mean. A lot of the good ones are mean. But them black chickens right there are just so gentle and they love you. By the 3rd day you messing with them, they'll be crawling in your lap.
Wow. What are they off of? Where they come from?
Bobby actually blend them. They're male Sims and that old Duke blood. I think most of that blood comes from an old man in California by the name of Bob Bassett. So that's mostly what they are, and then Bobby's just put his own twist on them.
And you brought some down here with you, huh? Well, you had some down here already.
Yeah, there's some down there. That's what they are. Raul and them trained them, did a great job. Like I say, I went for 10 days, but them roosters was ready. They did all the hard work. I just got to play around and enjoy it.
Got you, man. So that was a major experience with a major competition. It looks like it was the first of many from what they say. That's the first of many more championships coming.
Oh, I believe it's going to take off a little bit over there. I don't think it'll ever take over, but I think it'll take off.
Right. So Josh, let's just talk about kind of, because I know we've been over here over an hour, and I know we can talk chickens all day long. And we got guys from all over. It looks like we got Enrique from Peru. We got guys all over watching. What I would like to do is just give you an opportunity to thank some of your forefathers in this sport for contributing to your success.
Man, first of all, I just want to thank my Lord and Savior. I mean, God's blessed me with an awesome family. I believe He's opened every door for Mexico. Just put great people in my life over there. I got a great pastor. He'll roll his britches up and crawl off in the mess with you. He ain't just going to pat you on the back and tell you it'll be all right. He'll crawl in there with you. He'll walk you through it. So Pastor Josh, I love you. My wife, man, my wife's tough. She makes many sacrifices for this family. And of course, Bobby's awesome. Great friend, Gary, Marcy, Robert. Oh, Raul, I love you, buddy. My dad, just not only just great chicken men in my life, man, I have great men. My grandparents on both sides, 2 grandpas that were just awesome. Awesome people. My son Justin, he's 13. He works his butt off. I mean, he works hard. Man, I don't want to leave anybody out. Oh well, if I missed anybody, it's all right.
No, but you know, man, I think that's very important that you said that. The reason why I say that because again it tells the backstory. And a lot of times we look at success and we look at one particular person or one particular event. And the people in the that's on the back end that's putting a lot of effort in, that's looking for no recognition, that's just doing it for the love of the person. They don't really get a lot of recognition, and a lot of people don't talk about them. So you know, I always try to make it a point for everybody to come on to give those people recognition. I can tell you one thing that I do have plans on doing is bringing some women on because they get almost no recognition at all. And especially for a lot of the traveling guys, their wife does a lot. A lot of working guys, their wife and family does a lot. And they get almost zero recognition. Ever. You can look on Facebook for 5 years, and you can probably count on one hand the amount of people that talks about their support, which could be their wife, their children. You don't hardly hear that. So I'm going to take the opportunity with this journey to the pit to bring some recognition to that backbone of the sport.
Oh yeah. And I gotta mention my little brother. He's commenting on there. I love you too, little brother.
All right. Well, Josh, I'm gonna ask you like I asked everybody else to come on the show. At a future date, would you come on for part 2?
Absolutely, I enjoyed it. I can talk chickens all night.
Yeah, and listen, I know it seems like the last couple of weeks we have had technical difficulties. I don't know if you was on here last week. We had all kinds of issues. It's going to get better as it comes. As people know, I'm just trying to do this thing, man, to make a difference. If I can impact 1 million cockers with education. And I said this, and I posted it on my page, so I can put my dream out there, so people can hold me accountable to it. And I know some people think that's crazy because it's not even 1 million cockers out here. How can you possibly do that? Well, let me explain how. The education, this thing that people did 50 years ago, that people are doing today. It's stuff that's been passed down 50, 60, 70 years ago that people are doing today. So that means when somebody did that 70 years ago, they didn't realize that 70 years later somebody would still be learning from it. So this thing is just going to grow. I'm gonna keep pushing with guys like yourself and the future guys that come on, the past guests that we have on. I really appreciate y'all guys coming on here, sharing your life experiences, your perspectives, your methods, with no type of looking for self-promotion. Nobody has gotten on here to boost and rave about their self. Everybody has just gotten on here, answer any question that was asked for the beneficial of the people that was watching. So I just really want to thank you for coming on. It was a great night. Some funny stories. And I'm pretty sure that somebody learned something.
I hope so.
Yeah, they did, Josh. So listen, we're going to close this thing out. I always close it out with a phrase that I was taught by somebody that's like my brother. He used to always say, we departed. Always stay focused. Stay positive. Stay blessed. And I'll see you next time.
All right, we'll see you. Thank you.
All right, brother.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot, Josh. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.